first of all, you claim that I'm not talking to these people who go around calling themselves Hispanics. No, I think that's mostly social justice warriors. I do talk to Cubans, Colombians, Dominicans, and Puerto Ricans. And the idea that they do not see themselves as Cubans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, and so on is absurd. My argument is not that suddenly all of these groups are going to vote for Donald Trump. It's that you are not helping them. You claim you're speaking for them, but in fact, you're speaking for yourself as the overlord of the more and more cheap labor coming in. The vote isn't going to go, I think Donald Trump will get the same percentage of the Hispanic vote that, oh, that's right, every Republican always gets. It's 30%. It doesn't matter if you're George Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, Jan Brewer, it's about 30%. Now you'll have all of the people who don't think of themselves as Colombians, Mexicans, Cubans, but Hispanics, La Raza founded by white people, by the way, with money from the Ford Foundation. They'll be ginning up the social justice warriors, so you may not get more of the Hispanic vote. I think Donald Trump absolutely gets more of the African American vote. And if only I could make bets with all of you, I'd make a lot of money. Not more than Obama, or not more than Hillary, more than any Republican since Richard Nixon. Yeah. He's going to do very well.
Okay. And she was spot on that. And back, if we go back and you take a look at these Facebook videos that I posted and back in terms of that, saying that Donald Trump was going to win, I've been a Donald Trump supporter since before he was running for president. I've always loved Donald Trump when he was just a businessman and just your average, ordinary billionaire. I've loved the man, loved his family, it's everything that he's done. And Ann Coulter couldn't have been more right, folks. Couldn't have been more right. And she was saying, if only I could take some bets from you, she'd make a ton of money. She would have made money on the Cuban vote. She would have made money on the Hispanic Latino vote. She would have made money on the black vote, the Muslim vote, the minority vote. It all went in Trump's favor. In terms, well, I wouldn't say in his favor. What I went is that increasing percentages from previous Republicans, it certainly went into his favor. Let's see how Van Jones responds to this.
With the African American vote for a Republican.
Yeah, and now listen, you actually shouldn't laugh at that. I'm going to agree with you. Part of the weakness of the Obama coalition, which a more disciplined candidate would be able to exploit. I don't know if Trump will be able to exploit it, but it is a danger. Part of the weakness of the Obama coalition is that the Obama coalition requires something quite extraordinary. It requires that half of every black voter vote for the Democrats. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not half. 60%. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 60%. Oh, I'm sorry. 80, oh, no. 90, oh, no. 90 to 92% of the African Americans who go to vote have to vote for Democrats to win. Now, that is an extraordinary requirement. In other words, if you have 20 African Americans in a room and 3 of them decide to vote for Trump, the Democrats are in deep trouble. Now, I would say,
I didn't know this about Van Jones in terms of this thing here. He actually is quite spot on his, prognostication here, basically. And when he's drilling the numbers down, I like the fact he said 20 people are inside there. If you need 90 to 92% of the African-American vote, that means, like he said, if you had 20 black people in a room, 3 people vote, you lose. You lose the election. But it is incredible, folks, how the Democrats have been able to consistently, every single presidential election, been able to court that 90+ vote of African Americans. And African Americans have got, what have they got? That's what Trump said. What have you got to lose is when he was talking about. And he did make inroads into the black vote because guess what? He got about 12 to 13%. Hillary was at, 88, 87, 88 wasn't enough.
That if you're African American, you have a very good reason to continue voting this way. But if you are a disciplined Republican candidate, and I don't think you have one, but if you had a disciplined Republican candidate, they could make an argument. And at some point, one of them will. And the taking for granted of the black vote, which has gone on for way too long in the Democratic Party, that will at some point, if something is not done, come back to bite somebody in the butt. I just don't think that Donald Trump has his teeth in.
Let's kind of build off of what you guys have been talking about. You called it loose language, politically incorrect. You recently said on CNBC that you like that Donald Trump is politically incorrect. Do you ever worry that at some point that politically incorrectness offends enough people or will alienate, people that he will need to win?
No, and that was I just want to, this is a small point, but it always annoys me when I get misquoted this way. I was asked, not by you, I saw the headlines too. It was sent out by CNBC saying, Coulter likes that Trump is politically incorrect. I was asked, do you think this is a problem or something like this? And I said, look, I like that he's politically incorrect, but that's not why he's winning. He's winning because of immigration. That is the issue. And it's weird that that a sentence can be changed that way. Just as, when Trump, after the Orlando shooting, he sends out a tweet responding to someone saying, thanks for the congrats, but I don't want congratulations. We need to be strong. And all over the media reports the words, but I don't want congratulations, as he's going around saying he deserves congratulations. Well, no, I'm sorry, that's just a different way, and it wasn't you, it was the CNBC headlines. So yeah, no, I don't think it's a problem at all that he's politically incorrect. I think that is a selling point. That isn't his main selling point. And no, I think he has proved that people are really fed up with political correctness. We do have a lot of problems in this country, and we need to be able to talk about things. It's just crazy with everything going on in the world and everything going on in this country that we actually have a one-week debate on whether the word schlonged is is it a vulgarity or not, and whether we can say prisoner, and whether we can say woman, and it's just become so oppressive that it's kind of refreshing and bracing to hear Donald Trump.
I don't understand the whole politically correct objection. When I say I don't understand it, I literally don't. It used to be called civility. It used to be called... I'm going to try to speak in a way that I can be heard and listen in a way that you can speak, and it was called civility, and it's the price of civilization. What it means is everybody does not get a chance to say exactly what you think, exactly the way you think it, and this may be new for some.
Yes. No, I disagree completely with Van Jones on this. You get to speak exactly the way you want to speak. You can say exactly what you want to say, whether people like it, don't like it, they hate it, they love it, doesn't really matter. But you all also have to live with the consequences of what you say. So you're going to be able to have to take it. If you get the backlash from the people on Twitter, from the people on social media, from the people in the regular alphabet media, you know what? If they start to basically... come back after you, and now, like I said, how thick is your skin? Can you, whatever you put out there, can you back it up? I'm not talking about, out and out lying. We're not talking about that, or making fraudulent statements or those kind of things. But in politics, you know what? People, they fuzz the lines a little bit, trim around the corners a little bit. And some people do out and out lies. And listen, if you make an out and out lie, and you're going to get lambasted in the press. You're going to get lambasted by people on your side, people on the other side. So I completely disagree with Van Jones saying, civility in politics? Really? Are you kidding me? You take a look at the history, the political nature of our past presidential elections going back to the founding fathers. Civility? What the hell are you talking about? There was no freaking civility. And if you are civil, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. I've always said in politics, offense wins, defense loses.
Groups, but it's not new for other groups. So, for instance, if you're like Donald Trump, your part of your main calling card is your authenticity. I am authentically angry about X and Y and Z, and I am going to throw off the shackles of not being able to express my authentic outrage. And everybody goes, well, that's refreshing. As if like that demographic has been unable to speak freely for 200 years. So, it's fine, I get it. But the scary thing about it is, if you want to be fair, if you believe in equality, you say, okay, well, here's the deal. You are, Mr. Trump, authentically pissed off and free to say whatever you want. But I've got 40 million black people, and we're pissed off. And there's 50 million Latinos, and they're pissed off. And there's 6 million Muslims, and they're pissed off. Now we're all just gonna go nuts, and guess what? Then you don't have a country. So the price of having a country is that all of us figure out a way to speak so that we can be heard, to listen so other people can speak, and that's called civility. It's only called politically correct when some groups insist upon it.
I've got to end that here. I have no idea why the crowd is clapping. I mean, it seems like there was a lot of people there for Van Jones, obviously. But the point that he was trying to make, that you have 30 million Hispanics, you got 40, 50 million blacks, you got 6 million Muslims, and they're pissed off, and Donald Trump is saying that he's authentically pissed off. Well, guess what? What is the reason for the Hispanic community, the Latino community to be pissed off? What is the reason for the black community to be pissed off? Have the Republicans been in charge of the of the blacks? No. Who have been the drivers and the overseers of the plantation? What I call duped. D-U-P-E-D. It's an acronym I coined. It's a democratic utopian plantation for the expansion of dependency. D-U-P-E-D. The democratic utopian plantation for the expansion of dependency. That's what the Democrats do all the time. Identity politics. They're the ones that have promised all the goodies for everybody, including the black community. Have they delivered on those promises? No. So if the Democrats are pissed, they shouldn't be pissed at Donald Trump. They should be pissed at the Democrat Party. If the Hispanics are pissed, they shouldn't be pissed at Donald Trump. He hasn't been in politics. They should be pissed off at the Republicans and the Democrats. If you've got Muslims that are pissed off, and Jewish people are pissed off, and other people pissed off, other nationalities, ethnicities, they're pissed off. Well, Donald Trump didn't have anything to do with that thing of being pissed off. No, he was never in politics. So Van Jones, you got an ovation there because he was able to move some words around in a word salad. It didn't mean crap. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. This was Ann versus Van, part 3 of the Politicon debates. Check out all of our other ones too. I'm not sure. I think we've got 6 or 7 parts. We put that together. So check down below. If you haven't done so, and subscribe to our channel. You're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.